Hello and welcome to Tim and Brandon's wonderful casting audition. We've got a series of games from the finals of the THL season. We've got me, myself, and I from Hearthstone Academy against Top Hat Demon from Team Aeon. And looks like Aeon banned the Shaman from me, myself, and I, and me, myself, and I has banned Top Hat Demon's Warlock. And we're getting into the second game here. Me, myself, and I has won the first game with Priest.
How long do we have to wait for this? Hopefully
10
not
more
too long.
seconds. There you go.
Alright, jumping right on in here. Okay, it looks like Top Hat Demon's going to queue up his mage into me, myself, and I's rogue. This looks to be a Reno mage. He's running the Stampeding Kodo. That's an interesting choice.
Right, so this is previous to the expansion, obviously. You see the brand. I have not seen a Stampeding Kodo in a Reno mage. I feel like it seems like it's kind of a win more card. You know, you're already as Reno mage doing well enough against those aggro decks, you know, and Shaman, etc. I don't know why you really need a Stampeding Kodo. It does kill a Finja.
Yeah, that's very true. Maybe that's what he was going for. And his opponent is a stealth water rogue, so we could see that play out.
I'm really excited to see a Finja die to Stampeding Kodo, actually.
Me too.
I've never seen that before, and I would love to see it in this game.
Yeah, it would certainly be.
Did he keep that Stampeding Kodo in his opening
He
hand?
did, actually.
So maybe this must be the matchup for which he put it in his deck.
Yeah.
We saw me, myself, and I here keeping, you know, a pirate and a FI7 agent, but then he mulliganed into the rest of the cards.
Right. Pretty standard turn 2 from Top Hat Demon. Didn't draw anything he could play, so.
You'd say that using a hero power on turn 2 is a pretty standard move?
I might say that.
Yeah,
it certainly is for Rogue.
Yeah. Hero power on turn 2 is pretty standard. I would say that the format's a little too fast for that in Wild.
Yeah, in Wild. Me, myself, and I is just going to continue to curve out. He's going to hope that he picks up either the Shadow Sensei on the draw next turn, or he's just going to drop the Finja. Top Hat Demon goes ahead and plays the Kazakus.
Yeah, well, you know, if you already have one way to kill Finja, you really just want another way, right?
Yeah, certainly picking the 4 damage AoE is great against the Stealth Water Rogue. A lot of the
decks.
Yeah, that's very true. That's going to be a really strong play for him, clearing his opponent's threatening board. They're all going to have 4 health. I don't think anything is going to have more. And then he's going to develop a 5/5. If he gets a powerful swing turn like that, it's going to be difficult for the Rogue to come back.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like the Rogue's play here, just drawing more cards rather than trying to develop the board. When you see a Kazakus from your opponent, you really need to not play into that turn. He did obviously this spell is obviously going to be amazing here, but he could have made it a lot better for his opponent.
Right.
All right.
So the Finja's coming down.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see that Stampeding Kodo.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
Wow. What a play.
Bump. And if I were me, myself, and I'd be really mad right now.
Yeah. If this were ladder, I would have conceded immediately.
But we still got a lot of game left. You know, you've only got 8 points of power on the board. That's not the end of the game. It's gonna be pretty close, though. I mean, that Finja wasn't even gonna be that good. There's only one Murloc left in the deck.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of, unfortunately, he drew all 3 of the 4 Murlocs in his deck, making that Finja a lot weaker. So I guess this has a lot less of an impact than it could have, this Kodo.
course. Top Hat Demon doesn't know that, and he's
Right.
probably patting himself on the back
Yeah.
right there.
Absolutely. I mean, he should be patting himself on the back if his opponent drew 3 out of his 4 Murlocs by turn 6 anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, this is going to be a fairly simple turn. Just kill your opponent's stuff and deal some damage. That's going to be the rest of Top Hat Demon's game plan because he's so far ahead. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah, he's got board control at the moment. The rogue doesn't really have any tools to take back the board from minions of this size.
Yeah, I mean, he could get like a flame strike or something off these swashburglars. Like it's definitely possible to get for a swashburglar to steal a game.
I think the outs that me, myself, and I has at the moment, he has to look to pick up some stealth minions in a row, some minions that his opponent just can't interact with. Pick up some Shadow Senseis, buff them up, and then utilize Eviscerates and Cold Bloods to try to close out the game before, and hope that his opponent doesn't pick up Reno or Ice Block.
Right. And that's the thing is that Mage is going to have the most ways to interact with the stealth minions anyway. This game is done.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll certainly get to watch a couple bit more swashburglar shenanigans.
Yes. Swashburglar could pick up something. Oh, Ice Lance. He's not going to have any use for that other than just stopping this Drake from attacking for one turn, trying to stop the bleeding.
Well, he's got a 6/6 band cleave.
He does. A good thing Fireball is a 4-mana spell that deals 6 damage.
Yeah.
Fireland's Portal is also going to be super effective with that Azure Drake on the board.
Yeah. I'm super tempted to not kill the Edwin here and just go face. Like, there's nothing that can really go wrong with a Firelands Portal, but really you want to just close out the game as fast as possible and not take unnecessary risks.
Yeah, but I feel like in this case, the rogue won't have any way to. You're at 27 health. You're feeling really comfortable. You've got Fireball in hand. You've got extra minions, extra removal. Might as well just play it safe. And that's what ends up happening. And Top Hat Demon takes the win with his Reno Mage against the Water Stealth Rogue.
We'll be going to game 3. I am going to guess that me, myself, and I is going to be switching, or is going to stay with his rogue against a shaman and warrior. If he can't beat the shaman or warrior with his rogue, he's not going to be able to beat it with pirate warrior. So.
Yeah, and if the rogue picks up a fairly fast opening against, I'm assuming this is Pirate Warrior from Top Hat
From
Demon.
both of them.
Yeah, most likely. Then he could snowball the board and pick up a win.
And due to that's with how the water rogue deck works is with Finja and the buffs on any stealthed minion, it's aiming to take control of the board and have a big ability to even take back the board with Finja. So he actually does switch to Pirate Warrior. That's really interesting choice to me. I'm going to predict right now that Shaman's going to win this game, and I don't think it's going to be very close.
Yeah, the mid-range Shaman running Devolve with Jades is probably favored against the Pirate Warrior, and he's got the Totem Golem, and he can coin that out immediately. He's running Fireguard Destroyers. That's an interesting choice. What do you think about that?
It's not a 7/7.
It is not.
So Top Hat Demon has decided that the one overload less is worth, like 5-ish. What's that on average? Combined worth of stats, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is something that he has put in his deck to just make it a little bit faster. He's not worried about dealing damage. He's just worried about having things in play.
Oh, he's actually running both.
So I was wrong about that. Then he actually just wants more mid-rangey shit.
Yeah.
That's Very, very simply,
That kind of
that's all
cues us.
he's going into.
That kind of clues us into a bit of his deck building decisions. We know he's not running probably Jade Spirits. He's probably going less in on the Jade package.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. What does not make any sense to me is this Murloc War Leader
Oh,
from our opponent.
he's running the Water Warrior.
What does that even mean?
He's running the Finja package in Pirate Warrior.
Why? Like, what do you gain from a Finja package in this Pirate Warrior? You know, you lose potentially. You're losing burn. You're losing. I mean, you have the 2 charge minions, but you know they were like maximum 4 damage. You know, yeah, you're gonna have 2 cards to have that 4 damage, but if you're looking to get the Finja online, that's a whole turn later than just any normal burn would be. I do not like that choice.
Right, I agree. I don't really like the water package in Pirate Warrior, but we'll see if it works out for me, myself, and I. That extra, the 4/2 charge could prove to be fairly useful against the Shaman. Top Hat Demon's kind of in a slightly unfortunate situation. He wants to get rid of that Frothing Berserker, but he's going to have to invest a lot of mana to do it. And he's going to overload his future turns.
Yeah, but he's got 2/3 taunts against a 5/2. And I'm not sure. Do you know if these guys know each other's deck lists for this?
They don't.
They don't. So he hasn't seen any of the Murlocs. So he expects his opponent to be able to play a weapon and a charger at the very worst case scenario, which is okay. That's the way that he would lose in that situation. But he sees that his opponent has had these 2 cards for a few turns. The 2 what we know are Murlocs. So if they were chargers, he thinks these probably would have already been played. He's going to make that decision to be taking this turn 6, basically taking the whole turn off, and it pays off there.
Right, and this is a smart decision for me, myself, and I. He kind of realizes he's lost his board. He's got damage in hand. He's not going to win this game by taking the board back. So what he's got to do is he's got to play his charge minions, start going face, and hope that his opponent can't answer it.
So Top Hat Demon here, all he needs to do to win this game is roll a Spell Power Totem. But
classic Shaman.
Either way, like, that's only gonna if he rolls Spell Power Totem, he just saves himself the 3 life. I'm just making a joke there. He still only has to attack with his face on the 3/3. He's gonna be just fine.
And that's exactly what we're gonna see here. I'm not sure if dropping the War Leader there was the best decision.
I would actually say I'm fairly close to certain it was the worst decision. You're not gonna be you're not gonna be choking on mana on turn 8 as Pirate Warrior.
Yeah.
You know, your opponent is at 21. You're gonna need combinations of damage to win this game.
And you're absolutely going to need that two bonus power from the War Leader.
Yes.
All Top Hat Demon has to do this turn is totem up, drop a 4 mana 7/7, and watch as his opponent can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and he's got the win on board now if nothing happens with that 10 points of burn in his hand.
And the turn 9 upgrade top deck is just gonna feel horrible for me, myself, and I.
Yeah, the Blood Cell Corsair is a little bit of an inclusion, I'm guessing, just because he figured his opponent would probably be bringing Pirate Warrior, and he was definitely right about that, and that was obviously a huge effect on this game that we didn't even mention yet, taking away that ability for his opponent to deal basically any damage for the rest of the game. He would, this upgrade would have been 12 more points of damage. It would still have lost him the game because it was a turn too late. But if he would have been instead of that Blood Cell Corsair, things would have been a lot different.
Yeah, and as we see it, Top Hat Demon takes the win. This looked to be a little bit more of an aggro style shaman, less mid range, but he still has the top end of the 4 mana drops.
I would say that that game was actually a lot closer than it might have looked at first glance. The Bloodsoul Corsair really did put in that work, and just a couple different draws from the Pirate Warrior really would have put that game into me, myself, and I's favor.
Yeah, he was sitting on a potential of 10 burst damage at one point before he dropped the War Leader in his hand, and if that Arcanite Reaper made another connection, his opponent would have been at about 2 health, I believe. So the game was a lot closer than it looked, despite the health total. But yeah, that Bloodseer Corsair put in a lot of work.
Yeah, basically 12 points of damage it saved. And I also I think maybe that War Leader play was kind of a frustration play. Just like I think I'm gonna lose, but you always have to be thinking about what can you possibly do to win this game. All right, that leads us on to the next one. We've got Top Hat Demons Warrior versus whatever me, myself, and I brings, and we will see you on for that game.